Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Cadisen C8185G Day-Date Automatic. This watch is available from Cadisen Ali Global Store for $120. If you follow Cadisen Ali Global Store on AliExpress as a fan, you'll get $30 discount off that price, so it will cost $90, which is a good discount. So firstly, let's look at the box that the watch comes in, and then I'll talk you through the other items one gets with the piece. So the Cadisen C8185G comes in a matte black cardboard watch box, which is protected by this cardboard outer sleeve, which one removes. This is the watch box itself. One removes the lid, and inside the watch sits on a piece of foam inside a foam cutout panel, as one would expect. So although basic, it does suffice in protecting the watch in shipping, and I think it's perfectly acceptable, bearing in mind that this is a low tier price point piece at only $90. This is the international guarantee card, and I'm pleased to report that the Cadisen C8185G is covered by a 12-month international guarantee, which is very reassuring. This is the owner's instruction manual booklet, which one folds out. And as you can see, clear, concise diagrams which detail the operation of the Miyota Caliber 8285 automatic movement, including setting the day-date complication. So very useful read if you're unfamiliar with the movement, and although basic, it does suffice in explaining how to operate the movement. One also gets this stainless steel bracelet resizing pin tool, and lastly, one also gets a Cadisen branded microfiber polishing cloth. I always think it's a nice touch to get a branded microfiber polishing cloth irrespective of the price point of the piece. So, with regards to the specification of the watch itself, this is the Cadisen C8185G Day-Date Automatic. As you can see, it's clearly an homage to the Rolex Day-Date, and it has a similar President-style bracelet. They've done a very good job of producing an homage to the Rolex Day-Date because it has very similar proportions. 40mm case diameter, it has a lug-to-lug measurement of 48.2mm, it has a thickness of 11.3mm and a lug width of 22mm. The President style bracelet tapers from 22mm at the lugs down to the 2-button push hidden deploying clasp. So the case, bezel, crown and President style bracelet are all made from solid 316L grade stainless steel, as is the screw down exhibition case back, which is glazed with mineral crystal. With regards to the finishing, it is absolutely flawless throughout, and I want to give due credit to Cadisen for not cutting any corners with regards to the quality control, build quality and case finishing. Flawless mirror finishing to the flanks of the case, the tops of the lugs and also the fluted bezel. So it really is outstanding case finishing. The quality of the finishing carries through to the bracelet. It has solid end links which are a good tight fit to the case, and also the solid 316L grade stainless steel President style links are beautifully finished. Mirror polish to the centre links, brushed satin finish to the outer links and mirror polish to the flanks. Push pins in the bracelet rather than screw pins. Personally, I would prefer to see screw pins, but however this is subjective because many collectors actually prefer push pins for the ease of resizing the bracelet. The hidden 2-button push clasp has a good spring-loaded trigger action to the two triggers. The interior is solid 316L grade stainless steel, which is milled, and it is finished to a very high standard. Nice firm resistance to the 2-button push triggers of the deploying clasp, and I really like it. I think they deserve full credit for not cutting any corners with regards to the quality of the finishing. Now, one thing I really like about it is the sunburst dial, which adds interest. It has a sapphire crystal, but the negative is there is no AR coating on the underside, and the lack of anti-reflective coating means that it's a highly reflective piece. As you can see when I tilt it in the light, there is a lot of glare and reflection on the underside of the sapphire crystal. However, the applied Roman indices do contrast very well, and they also complement the baton hands, and therefore there is excellent legibility due to the symmetry of the dial. Day-date complication piece, so as you can see, we have a day complication at 12 o'clock and we have the date complication at 3 o'clock. It has a push-pull solid stainless steel crown which is coin edge finished and signed with the Cadisen brand logo, finished to a high standard. It has hand binding and hacking, so absolute pleasure to manually wind the stainless steel crown to top up the power reserve to its maximum 42 hours. If one pulls it out to the first click, it is now in the day-date complication setting position. If one rotates the crown anti-clockwise, that advances the date, and as you can see it has a quick set date complication, which is very useful. If you rotate the crown clockwise in the first click position, that advances the day complication. If you look at the day complication at 12, you will see it has a quick set complication, and it works perfectly. So the movement works very well. It's the Miyota 8285 automatic, which is made in Japan. Good positive click when one pushes back the crown back in, and it provides an effective hermetic seal to 50 meters, which is perfectly acceptable. So I'll give you a wrist shot and you can see how it fits on my 8-inch wrist. Now I haven't sized the bracelet, I've simply taken the watch out of the watch box, and as you can see I'm pleased to report it fits my 8-inch wrist with no difficulty whatsoever. Good positive clicking action to the 2-button push deploying clasp. The first and second clicks are positive. One gets a good secure click securing the clasp, so there's no risk of the deployment accidentally coming undone, and because they're hidden underneath the links, there's no risk of the triggers accidentally being activated and the deployment opening inadvertently. So the bracelet is finished to a good standard, and also the taper is very good. Now, with regards to the comfort, outstanding. 10 out of 10 comfort, 10 out of 10 feel good factor. As you'll know from my previous reviews, I consider 48mm to be the sweet spot with regards to lug-to-lug measurement. At 48.2mm, this is very close to perfection. The 22mm lug width means the bracelet perfectly balances the 40mm head of the piece. They have got the proportions of this Cadisen Day-Date done to perfection. It's a low profile piece at only 11.3mm, and that means it's easily going to slip underneath a shirt cuff if you wear business shirts. So practical daily wear piece, very good comfort due to the flat mineral crystal in the screw down exhibition case back, and as you can see it is a very aesthetically pleasing piece. So really the two main negatives are the lack of AR coating on the underside of the sapphire crystal, and the fact that the Cyclops magnifier only has 1.5 times magnification. On a Rolex it's 2.5 times. But however, one has to expect some cost-cutting measures to produce a Day-Date complication automatic piece at only $90 US. Very comfortable president style bracelet, and it's very aesthetically pleasing with the mirror polished center links. So it's an absolute delight to look at on wrist, and very comfortable because it is only 135 grams, which is very good, bearing in mind it has a solid 316L grade stainless steel bracelet and a 40mm case. The quality of the finishing to the screw down exhibition case back is outstanding. Mirror polished, which is flawless, and the centre section is glazed with mineral crystal. Now the Miyota caliber 8285 automatic is undecorated. It is a basic movement, so it is nice to look at through the exhibition case back, although there is no decoration to the rotor or the bridges to the movement. Solid end links are a very good fit to the case, and also the finishing is very good. No sharp edges whatsoever on the bracelet or the case. They really have done a very good job of the finishing, the quality control and the build quality. So with regards to the movement used in the watch, it is a caliber 8285 Miyota automatic, which is made in Japan. 21 joules, it runs at 21,600 vibrations per hour and a frequency of 3 Hz. 42-hour power reserve, it has hand winding and hacking, which are useful complications. Now the negative of the caliber 8285 automatic is it has a unidirectional rotor rather than a bidirectional rotor, so therefore it's not as efficient. Personally, I prefer automatic movements to have a bidirectional rotor so that the rotor can wind the movement both clockwise and anti-clockwise. With the Miyota caliber 8285, the rotor has to spin anti-clockwise in order to automatically wind the movement, so that is a consideration. But however, one can top up the 42-hour power reserve by manually winding it via the crown, so it's not really a big problem. And with regards to the accuracy, it's stated as -20 to +40 seconds per day. So a rather wide accuracy range. However, I'm pleased to report that this one is regulated to +8 seconds per day, which is outstanding. I want you to put that into perspective. This is a Day-Date complication piece which has a +8 second per day accuracy from the Miyota caliber 8285. So very reliable, well-proven workhorse movement, and it has hand winding and hacking. So really the only negative to it is that it's a 3 Hz movement and it has a unidirectional bezel. unidirectional rotor. Now, with regards to the 3 Hz negativity, the point I'm making is that there is a stutter to the second hand. If you look closely at the second hand, it has a slight stutter or judder as it sweeps around the dial. Personally, I prefer 4 Hz movements because they have a smoother sweep to the second hand, but however, this is subjective, and I appreciate that for the majority of collectors, they are not going to be bothered by the stuttering 3 Hz movement. I like 4 Hz movements, but really 3 Hz is perfectly acceptable for a movement like this running at 21,600 vibrations per hour. So lastly, I'll surmise the piece. What do I think of it overall? Well, when I'm considering reviewing a watch on my channel, the watch should meet 2 criteria. It should be both excellent quality and excellent value at the respective price point. So yes, I consider this to be excellent quality, and yes, I consider it to be excellent value at the respective price point. Lastly, I'll just discuss one of my favourite aspects, and this really does justify the excellent quality and excellent value. If you look closely at the stainless steel rehort underneath the sapphire crystal, you will see that it is laser engraved with Cadisen all the way around. And that's very impressive, bearing in mind that this is a $90 piece. It's the kind of detail that one doesn't often get. So just like a Rolex day-date, it has Cadisen engraved all the way around the rehort, and it's just done to perfection. The quality of the finishing of this piece throughout is outstanding, so I'm going to declare it a champagne watch for lemonade money, and I'm going to highly recommend it to you for your consideration. I hope you've liked my review of the Cadisen C8185G Day-Date Automatic. Please feel free to post your own comments below the video. Thank you very much.